What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are going to talk about the Jubilee event. I recorded my attempt through tiers 5 through 7 of the Jubilee event, and I'm going to go over them and show what I did for each event, kind of talk about the strategy for each one. And I've got to say, tier 7's an interesting beast because the way that things go, you are going to lose someone at the start of the tier 7 fight. And we'll talk about that in more detail, but tiers 5 through 7, they do this mechanic where everybody on the enemy team goes first, and it was an annoying thing back when we fought with legendary events in Galaxy of Heroes. They're doing the same thing here with this event where everyone on the enemy team goes, and then you kind of have to play catch up from there. It's a bit of a mess, so we're going to talk about that right now in this fight. Now, my Pim Tech are all tier 13 except for Ghost, who is tier 15. They're all gear 13, level 70, except for Ghost, who's level 80. So they do meet the sort of bare minimum requirements for tier 7, where they recommend level 60 or level 75 with 5 red star. Most of my Pim Tech are level 70 with 5. So they're kind of underneath that a little bit, but Ghost is up there with tier 15. And when you go into the fight with Ghost, you're going to see she's actually kind of carrying this team. So if you are using Ghost and you're upgrading her for Dark Dimension 4, she's going to actually get you a nice investment here because she's going to basically just kind of carry the team for you in these other tiers. You get offense up on her with Yellow Jacket's ultimate, and then you pop her ultimate, and I mean, she'll just wipe out the board in no time at all. So we're going to go here into the first fight. And the nice thing is, actually, these fights, they kind of give you some astonishing X-Men along the way. In tier 5, you actually get Jubilee and Bishop. So you will have a pre-taunt with Bishop. You will have the bonuses with Jubilee and her kit, and that's actually going to come into play in tier 6 because there's going to be a Hello with a Greg that you can actually kind of manipulate and use them to just kind of milk the speed bar on your Astonishing X-Men and just kind of keep them going, and it actually works out really well in that way. But yeah, here in tier 5, you have a Pyro, 2 Shield Troopers, which is going to be an absolute annoyance. You have 2 Pyros, you have a Black Widow, and you have an Iceman. And there's no real way to prevent that Juggernaut from getting taunt. You're going to see him get taunt right away. You have the speed down on your team. You have all these attacks from the Shield Troopers. There's bleeds. It's a mess. It's a bit annoying, but if you are able to go through tier 7, this is not going to be a problem for you at all. But yeah, I mean, you're just basically going to have to hammer away at Juggernaut, and there's nothing you can do there. And yeah, you're just going to get a lot of attacks from the Shield Troopers. It's going to be a problem. Not really a lot you can go for there. The real things you want to go for is try to get rid of that Juggernaut as quickly as possible. So multi-attacks, assists, anything like that you can use to your advantage, use them to hammer him so that you can get that Juggernaut out of the way really quickly. Because the more I have to attack that Juggernaut, the more retaliations you're going to get from that Shield Trooper. Both Shield Troopers. Now, once that Juggernaut is gone, the ideal thing here is to kind of, get speed down on people and then really start going for the other characters. What you should have done was gone for the Shield Troopers there instead of Iceman. We are getting close to losing Jubilee there, and we'll get more speed down, do some more AoE attacks. You just kind of need to power through it. Get the taunt on Stature, and there you go. 1 Shield Trooper is down. We'll use that to take out the other Shield Trooper with Bishop's ultimate here. And we actually took out Pyro at the same time. And then, get blind on Pyro there, and then finish off that Black Widow, and the first wave is done. Now, once that wave is done, it actually gets a lot easier. They're not going to summon in full squads of teams after that. So then you're going to get an Iron Man and a Sabretooth. Nothing really challenging here. I mean, take them out one at a time. The AoE from Iron Man's a bit more of a danger versus Sabretooth, and then you start seeing other characters come in. We'll use the ultimate there with Ghost. I mean, she kind of takes them out pretty quickly. Pop the ultimate there from Bishop, and then we take out Sabretooth, and then this is where things get a little tricky. You got Magneto here, and what I actually did was I saved my ability block for Ant-Man, so that when Magneto pops up, and this is something you may want to do at the same time, is time it so that you have Ant-Man ready to go as soon as Magneto's up, because you don't want him to pop his ultimate where everybody on your team gets blind. That's going to be a bit tricky, and it's not going to be quite fun, especially when you have a Juggernaut sitting in the wing right back here, ready to do his taunt and his ultimate combo. So yeah, get ability block on Magneto, and then just kind of hammer him down and take him out as quickly as possible here. and then you can start taking out the Juggernaut. Take out Juggernaut after you take out Magneto, because if Magneto's still up, you're going to get a lot of speed bar bonuses onto Juggernaut because Magneto is present. But once he's gone, you can take out Juggernaut. Things get kind of easy from there. You take out him, then go for Iceman or Sabretooth. You have the stealth there on Black Widow. Not a big deal, but Iceman's a bit more of a problem because he has the speed down and the stuns and everything. And Sabretooth's more just kind of raw damage. And then, there you go. So, Tier 5 is done. For me, it's kind of easy. I'm trying to, like, walk through the strategy of what you want to do. For me, because I have, like, Tier 13 characters, that tier's pretty easy. Now, when you go to Tier 6, this is where things are going to get a little more interesting, because now you have Iceman instead of Bishop. And in each of these different tiers are going to give you different characters that you get to use. This time, now we get to fight a Kitty Pryde on the enemy team. There is a Black Bolt here, there's a Ms. Marvel and Yo-Yo, so you're going to have a lot of offense down on your team if you get rid of Kitty Pryde. So you don't want to get rid of Kitty, you want to go for Black Bolt. You want to make sure you can get rid of him, get that speed down on the enemy team, and then start doing work on that Black Bolt if possible. The goal here is to get offense down if possible on him with Ghost. She can steal the defense up from him, and then she can also steal the defense, or then put offense down on him. But you get the ultimate from Jubilee first, and you want to use that because that will get the stun on Black Bolt, and that's what you kind of want to go for. You want to keep him controlled and contained, because if you let him go crazy, he can start picking off some of your Pym Tech. Remember, some of your Pym Tech are villain tech characters, so if they get low on health, Black Bolt can use his passive and basically finish them off. So you don't want to have them get low on health. You want to make sure you get rid of Black Bolt as quickly as possible, but you have this Ms. Marvel here that you need to worry about. So try to get through her as quickly as possible, get her finished off, and then go for Black Bolt. We got Ms. Marvel killed there on the ultimate. Got the ultimate over there with Yellow Jacket to take out Black Panther. Got a little bit more health off of Black Bolt here. But then this is where things are going to get interesting, because this undead Asgardian, or Greg, as we like to call him, has popped up. And you can actually get a nice little interaction here, and this is something that you'll be able to see in War as well, is that you can kill minions very easily and then just jack up the speed bar on your Astonishing X-Men. So you can use a lot of AoE attacks here, get speed down the enemy team, but then start picking off that Greg, and you can see the speed bar starts going up on your characters here. We'll get ability block on someone. I'm trying to go back and forth on who I want to do it for, and maybe we'll do that there. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's one of those where you're not quite sure where you want to get an ability block in with Ant-Man eventually. But yeah, now we have the mass assist with Jubilee. We can use that on. Try to get through that Ms. Marvel a little bit quicker, and didn't quite kill her, but she got a nice amount of damage off. And now we can try to finish off that Black Bolt quickly, because you don't want him going. So now that now he's out of the way, now Ms. Marvel's out of the way, so now we can work on Black Bolt, steal some more health from him, take some more damage on him. But the one thing you do remember is don't get rid of Kitty Pryde like that, because now you have the free reign of offense down from Yo-Yo there. And you're going to notice, actually, as you take out the Asgardian characters here, you're actually getting more Greg summons. So that's an interesting counter, or interesting mechanic they brought in from Alliance War. But yeah, so now finish off Black Bolt if possible, and then you can kind of keep milking these Gregs if you want to. We'll pop the ultimate here, and that should finish off most characters. We finish off pretty much everybody there. And then we get this fun little bug where they're both staring at Ghost, and this is going to keep going until the end of the match, where they're both going to stare at that Ghost, and that Ghost will stick over there for the entirety of the fight until her next turn. And you're going to see that we pretty much go the entire fight like that. So we're gonna go for Kitty Pryde here, which was a mistake. You really should go for Yo-Yo first, because again, as soon as you take her out, you're gonna start getting the offense down from Yo-Yo. Not ideal. So yeah, we got the speed down there, and then every time that an enemy moves with speed down, they get the guaranteed attack from Iceman. And yeah, we're just gonna slowly work our way through this, and eventually we'll take down Yo-Yo, and it's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, the defense up there is a bit of a problem, but you can use the basic from Stature to flip that to defense down to make it go a little bit faster. And then eventually here in a moment, we'll finally get Ghost to move again, and that will really be it. So yeah, there we go. So tier 6, it's kind of tricky. You want to make sure you can get rid of that Black Bolt, and then once Hela pops in, start milking that Greg for his speed bar, so you can get through him pretty quickly. Now, going to tier 7. Oh, all right. Here's tier 7 at the start. All right, so you have Mr. Sinister clone right away, and what I'm gonna say right now is, ideally, if there's anybody that you're going to want to lose on your Pimtech side of the field, ideally Wasp is an easy candidate because she doesn't really bring much here. She brings some damage, but everybody else on that Pimtech team is really kind of important. Ant-Man brings his assists. Stature is very helpful with her taunts and her ability to kind of flip defense up to defense down and give ability energy to your Pimtech. Yellow Jacket brings some nice damage. That boost with his ultimate can also give offense up to Ghost. And Ghost, I mean, you already know how Ghost is. So, ideally, you want to see if you can lose Wasp here on the opening salvo. And the easy thing is, you can just kind of restart it if you lose the wrong character. The two characters you really don't want to lose are Ghost and Ant-Man. So, of course, I'm going to lose Ant-Man right away at the start of this fight. And I still manage it, but I think it's more because I have a tier 15 Ghost that just kind of carries the fight. And I'll show that. So, we get the clone here with Stature. She gets taunt. Now, because I have Kitty Pryde on my side of the field, every time an enemy gains taunt, she gains speed bar. And this is going to be big for you. There's going to be a lot of taunters on the enemy team. So you are going to want to kind of use that to your advantage. Use her to flip those taunts to defense down. Apply Disrupted. Getting Disrupted on Mr. Sinister is going to be a big deal because then he can't heal and spread negative effects across the field. So getting Disrupt on certain characters is going to be tricky. Now, Emma Frost uses her ultimate right at the start of the fight. And then you're also going to have Mystique use her little mind control thing too. And they're going to take out my Ant-Man. So, yeah. I'm now at a pretty big disadvantage. Where I go for speed down, kind of try to slow things down, get control of the field. And you also have Iceman too. You get the ultimate there from Ghost, but thankfully she's not a high tier, so it's not too bad. At this point, I'm going to use the special with Kitty because I have several taunts on the field. I have a taunt on Strife, I have a taunt on Stature here. I need to try and flip those to defense down. I get this taunt on Strife flipped, but not the one on the clone, oddly enough. So now I have two taunts still up on the field, with the regular Stature now taunting. So it's going to be a little bit more tricky. I want to use the basic here to try to flip some of this defense down. I'll steal the buffs there from Stature, finish her off, and now I'm going to try to stun Emma so that I don't get her to cleanse and end up removing buffs or debuffs from the team. I've got a nice buildup of offense down and speed down on the enemy team. Pretty big combo there. So now I kind of want to go for Emma to finish her off if possible before she can cleanse. Because if she cleanses, she then also puts immunity on her Marauder allies, and we don't want that. So we need to get Emma finished off as quickly as possible. Pop the ultimate here with Yellow Jacket. My Yellow Jacket is 4-7, only 4 red stars, tier 13, no extra gear on him. The higher red stars that you have on Yellow Jacket, the easiest is also going to be that ultimate with his damage there. If he kills someone on the ultimate, he repeats it. Big deal, and then it also gives buffs to your team. So yeah, you kind of want to have a strong Yellow Jacket too, if possible. I only have a 4-7, so he's a little underpowered here, but there, he took out some characters. I'll try to get the stun here on Ghost, so I don't have to worry about her counterattacks. And then if I can get Disrupt on Mr. Sinister, then I don't have to worry about him spreading buffs. But he's kind of dead already. He doesn't really know it. So here I can use the Mass Assist. I just use it on Mr. Sinister to get him finished off. And then it spreads the negative effects, so now there's Disrupt on both Stature and Mystique. Not a big deal. But then here we go, the second wave. And once again, we have another Mr. Sinister and another Emma. But this time, you have the speed bar advantage. So use that. But you are going to have, right away, this cleanse with Emma Frost. So that's going to be a problem. You're going to get immunity on Mr. Sinister. Not ideal. And there's another Strife and another War Machine. I try to take out War Machine so that I don't have to worry about his ultimate here. If I can get blind on him, then I can at least get him. I don't have to worry about his ultimate killing my team. But we kill him off anyways. Now we need to go through Strife because he's taunting. Not ideal. Not good, Bob. But the attack there with Wasp did do some decent damage to the team. We'll get a taunt on my stature, and then we'll let Ghost kind of do her thing. She's gonna do her own thing. Our stature gets cloned again. That stature is going to taunt. That's going to drive the speed bar on Kitty, because obviously, and once again, the ultimate's ready to go for Ghost, and it kind of picks things off. This is what I'm talking about. Ghost just kind of clears the board. So you want to use Yellow Jacket to give offense up to Ghost, so that you can use the ultimate with Ghost to then just clear everybody off the board. A tier 15 Ghost with offense up is going to just carry you through this fight. There's no real strategy if you have a tier 15 Ghost. You just kind of brute force it. And honestly, I probably could have just autoed this. I had another person in my alliance who's got a tier 15 stature and a tier 15 Ghost, and he said it really wasn't that big of an issue. So if you have just tier 13 on all your Prim Tech, yes, it's going to be a bit challenging. There's going to be some RNG in terms of who gets killed off at the start. But if you ideally keep Yellow Jacket alive, and you keep Ant-Man alive, so you have a lot of assists going on with the team, and you use that to get the offense up on Ghost, you're going to be good to go. So I want to hear from you guys. What did you think about this? Does this live up to how tough you guys thought it was going to be? I want to hear from that down below. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.